Good afternoon, students. We'll start with the today's lecture. In the previous lecture, we have seen, right, what is the energy spent or expended in moving a point charge in an electric field, that we have seen, and the differential amount of work done in order to move a charge in a field is given by, just I am recalling, is given by minus q E dot dl, the dot product of the field and the where we are moving the charge along the path differential length, right? Then the total amount of work done in order to move the charge from one point to another point in an electric field is given by W is equal to minus q integration of E dot dl. This is initial position to final position, initial position to final position. And this equation, what we got, the total amount of work done in order to move the charge in a field, we call it as line integral. Right, I was having the field like this, right? This is the nature of the field we have taken, and point charge, let me take plus q, point charge here. Yes, we have seen, right? So this is the initial position and final. Let me take, in order to move the charge from one position to another position like that, right? Initial, let me take initial position here, and this is the final position, right? So let me call this initial position as B and final position as A. Why I have not taken A to B, B to A I have taken, means most of the textbooks they are calling initial position as B and final position as A. That's all. There is no other, right? I can move the charge from initial position to final position B to A either along this curved path or this circular path, right? Or another circular path or straight line. There are several ways of moving it, right? So this equation, why we call it as line integral, means if the charge is moved from one point to another point, we have to integrate, right, from this point to, from B to A. Hence we call it as line integral, right? Okay, today in this lecture we will see the line integral and numericals, right? Okay, this formula already we know. This is the work done in order to move the charge from one position to another position. This is the initial position, already I have told, initial position, and this is the final position. And for initial position we use the letter B, and for final position we use the letter A. That's all, right? Then this is the field, electric field. Yes, this is the work done is given by the line integral. Then yes, I want to remove the vector notation and write it in the form of just magnitudes. So W is equal to minus Q integration of initial position to final position. Yes, this E vector, it can be written as, see here, the component of the electric field intensity along this path. Let me call it as EL into AL. Then what is this DL vector? DL vector is equal to the differential length DL along AL. So take the dot product, E dot dl is equal to AL dot AL will be 1, EL dot dl. So EL dot dl, right? Just we have expressed in terms of magnitudes. So where EL is the component of the electric field E along the dl, differential length dl. Okay, this is the path we have chosen from B to A, right? We can choose a straight line path also from B to A, straight line path, or this is the path what we have chosen, straight line path, or we can choose this path also from B to A. We can choose any path, right? But let me assume that the charge is moved along this path from B to A. So just the path has been shown here, and the field lines will be there everywhere. So the field lines, right? Just I will draw, right? So these are the field lines, uniform field, static uniform field, E vector, right? And yes, field lines are everywhere, right? Then we want to move the charge from this initial position B to the final position A along this path. This is the path what we are following, right? So I want to replace this integration by summation. I can integrate over this entire line or curved line, or I can take the help of summation. So just we will divide this line, curved line, for into 6 different line segments. So this is the first line segment, let us call it as delta L1. Then second line segment, delta L2. Then third line from here to here, delta L3, from here to delta L4, delta L5 from here to here, and delta L6. So we have divided this line into 6 differential line segments, delta L1, delta L2, and so on till delta L6. Then the field experienced by this line segment is same, because everywhere the field experience, because this is the static uniform field, static uniform field, what we are chosen. The field experienced by the charge everywhere on this line will be same, right? Because the static uniform field we have considered. Then this is the first line segment delta L1, and almost we should choose the line segment in such a way that it should be almost a straight line. From here to here it is almost straight line, right? From here to almost it is straight line, right? So, but actually we cannot replace this line integral with summation, because if I want to take integration, we have to consider infinite line segments, but it is not possible. We cannot consider infinite line segments. We have divided this path into 6 line segments, delta L1, delta L2 till delta L6. We have chosen the path in such a way that first line segment is almost a straight line. Then second line segment another straight line, right? Group of straight lines, right? This is a curved path, but almost we have chosen or divided the line segments in such a way that they are almost straight lines here, right? Then the component of the field is acting in this direction from left to right everywhere, right? Then the component of field along this line segment delta L1, let us call it as EL1 here. Then the component of the field along the line segment delta L2, it is EL2, it is represented here. Similarly, EL3, EL4 till EL6 along the different line segments. So delta 1, delta L6 are called as differential line segments. We have divided into 6 line segments, and the component of the fields along the line segments delta L1 to delta L6 are given by EL1, EL2 and so on till EL6. Then I want to replace this integration by summation, right? So we will how to replace, we'll see. We have considered 6 line segments, so we will add up the each and every line segment. We'll see. So we will make use of this formula, W is equal to minus Q. I don't want to use this integration. So instead of integration, I want EL dot DL along the different line segments. So EL1 into delta L1 along the first line segment, second line segment EL2 delta L2 and so on the last segment EL6 into delta L6. So it is as good as integrating from initial position to final. Initial position is B here and final position is A, because this is the initial position is B and final position is A. So I can, instead of INIT and final, I can write it as B to A. Is it fine? Okay, we have replaced this integration by summation EL1, delta L1, EL2 and so on. So these are the magnitudes. I can write in terms of vectors also, no? Just see here, we have written here. Instead of vector, we have written it as magnitudes. From magnitude, we can write it in the form of vectors, right? Once again. So the same thing we are following. This we have written in terms of vector. EL1 into delta L1. So E1 vector into delta L1 vector. What is this E1? E1 vector is nothing but EL1 into AL, right? This is the unit vector. Let me take AL1. AL1 is the unit vector for the first line segment. Then what is this delta L1 vector? Delta L1 vector is nothing but the magnitude of the line delta L1 into the unit vector AL1. So we can express in terms of vectors EL1 dot delta L1, right? EL1, E1 into delta L1. Similarly, E2 into delta L2. Similarly, E6 into delta L6. All the 6 line segments are covered. The same equation is taken in the next slide, right? Yes, since these fields E1, E2, E3, E4 till E6, they are all same, because the field experience, it is uniform field. What we have chosen is uniform field everywhere, right? So this is the E. So here we have called it as E1, E2, that's all. So E1 is equal to E2, E2 is equal to E6 and so on till we will call it as E. So we will take this E common, minus Q, E is taken out because the E is assumed to be static uniform field. So E is taken out. So I am left out with the sum of the line segments delta L1, delta L2 and delta L6. But you can see here, this is delta L1 from here to here, delta L2. Means sum of the, we can make use of polygonal law of addition. Join from initial position to final point like this from B to A. Actually, it should be straight line, not curved line. So this will give me LBA, B to A. So this delta L1 plus delta L2 can be replaced as LBA, right? So this is, we have seen, this is the line integral, and finally we can see that integration has been removed and we have made use of the summation and we have written the work done formula. The work done in order to move the charge from initial position to final position is given by minus Q E dot LBA, the length between initial position to final position, LBA, in the uniform field. This is the condition. And one more thing, I have written one statement here. The work done is independent of the path chosen from B to A. Yes, this is the path what we have chosen here, B to A, right? The work done, let me assume that the work done is some x joules here along this path. So I will consider one more path, straight line path like this. So what is the work done? In this case also same. It is independent of the path chosen. If I move the charge from B to A like this, right, in this direction, once again the work done is same, x joules only, right? So the work done in order to move the charge from one position to another position in a static uniform electric field is independent of the path chosen, whether it may be curved line or straight line or circular arc, something like that, right? Okay, we will solve few numericals based on this and we will prove this statement. Okay, before solving the numericals, we want to, already we have seen, we can replace this integration and we can look at this integration as summation. We will see that in the next slide. The summation interpretation of the integral, right? So the line integral formula we have, W is equal to minus Q integration from B to A, initial position to final E dot dl. This equation is true for static uniform and non-uniform fields, but it is not true for time varying fields. It is not true for the time varying fields, right? Okay. As applied to the uniform field, W, since field is uniform, E can be taken out of the integration, so it is taken out here. Integration from B to A dl. This will nothing but the path along which we travel. So let me replace this path is from B to A, L B to A. Right, this one is L B to A. So we have written it, W is equal to minus Q E dot, this integration is nothing but LBA, the length from B to A for the static uniform field. So once again the same thing I have written, the work done is independent of path from B to A. We will prove this by some numericals. We will solve few numericals. Okay, given the, yes, it is non-uniform field or, but it should be static. Yes, given the static uniform or non-uniform field, but here they have given non-uniform field, no problem. So E vector is equal to YAX plus XAY plus 2AZ, and it is asked to determine the work expended in carrying the 2 coulomb charge from this B 101 to A 0.8.61 along the shorter arc of the circle. Yes, I have point B here and I have point A here. This is the initial position and this is the final position, and field somewhere it will be there, right? Uniform field, it is their place, these 2 points are in the field. I want to move the charge from point B initial position to final position, but what they are telling, move along the shorter arc of the circle. Okay, so our arc of the circle means, yes, it may be like this. I am not telling it is like this only, it may be like this. This is the shorter arc of the circle. I want to move the charge along this path and I want to find out what is the work done. We know the formula, W is equal to minus Q integration of E dot dl. This is a line integral from initial position is B and final position is A. We know this, right? So what is E vector? It is given. Then what about dl vector? E vector is given. What is dl vector? So observe, E vector is in Cartesian system, Ax plus Ay plus Az. So I want to write down the differential length in Cartesian system, dx into Ax plus dy into Ay plus dz into Az. So take the dot product first, then we'll go for integration. E dot dl I will take. Just multiply the corresponding x components and y components, z components, and add them. So y into dx, y dx. Then second x into dy, x dy. So 2 into dz, 2 dz. Okay, then we'll make use of this formula, W is equal to minus Q. Q is how much? 2 columns they are given, minus 2 columns, open the bracket, integration of, yes, I will, okay, let me write it first, y dx plus x dy plus 2 dz. This is from B to A. Then I will split this line integral among x, y, z. So we'll split it, integration of y dx plus integration of x dy plus integration 2 is taken out, integration of dz. See, integration with respect to x, y, z. X means the component of x here. B is, B I will write it here, B, the point B is 1, 0, 1 and A is 0.8, 0.6 and 1. So along x means this is x from B to A, 1 to 0.8. Along x, 1 to 0.8. Then along y, 0 to 0.6, 0 to 0.6, 0 to 0.6. Then along z, 1 to 1. Right? 0 to 0.6 is next 1 to 1. Or else write down the coordinates of point B here, 101, yes, 101, and coordinates of A, 0.8, 0.6, 0.1 along x, y, and z. Call this as equation 1. Okay, since I want to integrate, I want to get this first term, second term, third term, right? Just observe this integration of y dx. I cannot integrate with respect, right? Or else it will be constant. But I should move along the path along this shorter arc of the circle. So I will make use of these equations: x square plus y square equal to 1 and z equal to 1. So I will take the help of these equations. So x square plus y square equal to 1. This is one equation, and another equation is z equal to 1. So this represents the shorter arc of the circle. So I want y in terms of x. So what is y? Y is equal to what? Under root of 1 minus x square. So instead of y, I will write root of 1 minus x square into dx. Then second integration, integration of x into dy. I want to see x in terms of y. So use the same equation. X is equal to root of 1 minus y square. So I will replace x by root of 1 minus y square into dy. Right? Okay, this last integral will cancel because the limits are same, 1 to 1. So this will cancel. We'll see it later. First we'll do this, right? So we'll substitute. So w is equal to, I'll go to the next slide. W is equal to minus 2 as it is. Integration of y dx. What is y? Y is root of 1 minus x square. Root of 1 minus x square into dx plus integration of x into dy. What is x? X is root of 1 minus y square. Root of 1 minus y square into dy plus third one 2 integration of dz. Okay, along x means 101. As far as I remember, I'll write 0.8, 0.61. Yes, it is correct. Okay, I should be knowing the integration of root of 1 minus x square. So I have written the formula here for my reference. So integration of root of this is the standard integration. Integration of root of 1 minus x square into dx is equal to x root of 1 minus x square plus sine inverse of x divided by 2. Right? This is, we will use and we will write it. And third term, this will be 0. This will be 0 because limits are same. Right? So 2 into, yes, from this 1 by 2, okay, let me write it. 1 by 2 into x root of 1 minus x square plus sine inverse of x, and the limits of are varying from 1 to 0.8. 1 to 0.8. The next second one, so we will put it in the flower bracket. Then second one, sorry, plus is there, then open. Then same thing in terms of y, 1 by 2 into y root of 1 minus y square plus sine inverse of y by making use of this formula, right? Sine inverse of y, and limits of y is varying from 0 to 0.6. So close the flower bracket, this entire bracket. This third term will be 0. By making use of this, I have written this. Next, okay, this half can be taken out, half and half, and it will cancel with 2, right? It will cancel. Okay, we'll see minus as it is. Yes, I want to calculate. So this, what I will do, this entire thing, this and this both are same. This is in terms of x, this is in terms of y. So I will make a equation in calculator. I will make, if I make this equation as good as I'm making this equation. So open bracket. Next, I will make the equation, but here sine inverse of x is there, means I will keep my calc in radians mode before proceeding. So switch on the calculator and go to radians mode. I will go to radians mode. I will change the mode and 2. Yes, now my calc is in radians mode. Now I will make the equation. X, instead of x, I will make use of a, variable a. So there is pink alpha a. Alpha, there is one thing, right? Alpha a into root of, open bracket, 1 minus alpha a square close the bracket, plus sine inverse of shift sine inverse of alpha a, and close the bracket, calculate. So upper limit, so I have made this equation, entire equation, instead of x I have made a root of 1 minus a square plus sine inverse of a. I have made this equation in the calculator, and my calc is in radians mode now, radians mode. Next I want to substitute upper limit 0.8 in this equation and calculate. So calculate, press calculate key and give 0.8. So I am getting of upper limit, if I substitute 0.8 I will get 1.4072 minus lower limit is 1, substitute 1 everywhere, press calculate and give 1. So I am getting it as 1.5707, upper limit minus lower limit, this is over. Similarly plus the same equation is there, the upper limit is 0.6. Now I will substitute the same thing, 0.6. So I am getting the upper limit as 1.1235 minus lower limit, substitute 0, calculate and give 0. So it is 0. So I will calculate this entire thing first. 1.4072 minus 1.5707 plus 1.235, sorry 1.1235. So I am getting it as 0.96, but this minus sign is there, minus 0.96 joules. Simply I can write it as W is equal to minus 0.96 J for joules, right? If any doubts are there, you can unmute yourself and you can ask me so that I can clarify at that moment. So you can verify the answer, you got it as minus 0.96 joules. This is the first problem is over. Second problem, everything is same. Instead of shorter arc of the circle, they will tell straight line. Okay, we'll see the next problem. And in the second problem also I should get the same answer, because we have seen that the work done is independent of the path chosen. Here in this problem we have moved along the shorter arc of the circle. In the second problem we will move along the straight line. The work done in both the cases should be same. If it is x here, it also should be x joules. Here it is minus 0.96. So in the second case also minus 0.96 I have to get in the second problem. We will see it. Okay, second problem. Given the non-uniform field E, yes, the same thing, and it is asked to determine the work expended in carrying a 2-coulomb charge from B to A along the straight line path. Yes, this is important, straight line path from B to A. Yes, I have given the hint here, use the straight line equations, right? So there are 3 sets of straight line equations which will help you, so I will tell you how to write it. So I will relate first xy, yz, how to write I am telling, yz, zx. This is the first set of straight line equations. Second set, third set, how to write I am telling. So xy, first set, xa minus xb divided by ya minus yb. Xy means x will come in the numerator, y means y will come in the denominator. So xa means, right? Then x minus xb divided by y minus yb. This is the first set of straight line equations. Then what is this xa? I will tell you. I will write it here. Point B is given 1, 0, 1, B, 2, A of 0.8, comma 0.6, comma 1. This, since B is there, this is x, the xb. Second one yb, zb. The coordinates of point B. Similarly, the coordinates of point A, let me call it as xa, ya, za. I hope you got it. What is xa, xb, right? These points. Then similarly, the second set of straight line equation, y will come in the numerator, ya minus yb, just have you written first equation, divided by za minus zb. It is equal to y minus yb divided by z minus zb. Similarly, you will write the third set of straight line equations, za minus zb divided by xa minus xb equal to z minus zb divided by x minus xb. These are the general set of straight line equations, all the 3. Okay, we will see which to use later on, because they are just told straight line path. So we will make use of this first two equations, or else you can make use of second and third equation, or first and third, but I will be making use of first two equations, general equations. You can take any out of three, you can use any two equations, that we'll see it later. But the work done remains the same. This formula, equation 1, I'll take this. I will not do the same thing already I've done. W is equal to this, I will take it straight away. W is equal to minus 2 open bracket integration of y dx plus integration of x dy plus 2 times integration of dz 101.8 0.61. This equation 1 I have taken the same thing. You can verify, right? This one minus 2 into this. Okay. There we have made use of shorter arc of the circle and we have substituted for y and x. But here we'll see. I will take this first set of straight line equations. So first set of straight line equations. So considering straight line equation, that is first one, this one, xa minus xb. What is xa? 0.8 minus xb is 1 divided by ya minus yb. Ya is 0.6 and yb is 0. That is equal to x minus xb. X minus xb is 1, y minus yb. Yb is 0. Okay, what I will be getting? Just cross multiply, or else just we will write it here. 0.8 minus 1. 0.8 minus 1. Numerator divided by 0.6. 0.6 minus 0 is 0.6 only, divided by 0.6. So I am getting minus 0.33. Just let me express in terms of fraction. Minus 1 by 3. Left hand side I will get minus 1 by 3. It is equal to x minus 1 divided by y. Just cross multiply. I will get y is equal to minus 3. Just minus 3 is multiplied with x minus 1. X minus 1. Okay, from first. Similarly, use the second set of equations, this one. From first set, we got this equation. This is the equation for straight line. Y equal to mx plus c, right? Mx plus c. It is in this form. So go for the second equation. Ya minus yb. What is ya? 0.6 minus 0. 0.6 minus 0 divided by za minus zb. Za is 1. 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1. Next, y minus yb, this one, y minus yb. What is yb? It is 0 divided by z minus zb. Z minus, what is zb? It is 1. So just cross multiply it. So 0.6 into z minus 1 is equal to, see here 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 into this y, it will be 0. So finally, take this 0.6 this side, it will be 0. So z equal to 1. So these are the two equations I am getting. This is one, this one, right? So we will make use of these equations and we'll substitute here. We'll see it. Then differentiate with respect to x. We'll see what will happen with respect to x. Dy by dx, what we will get, we'll see. So this can be, yes, this can, once again I will write it like this. Minus 3x, minus into minus it is plus. So 3 1 ja 3. So differentiate with respect to x. Dy by dx. But dx I will not write, I will move that side and I will multiply. So what I will be getting with respect to x means minus 3 and this will be 0 into dx. I hope you got it. Dy by dx equal to minus 3 I will get, but dx is taken this side. So whether I want to use y or dy, we will see. Here y into dx. So first one, we will see one by one. W is equal to minus 2 integration of, see here y into dx, right? What is y? Y is equal to minus 3 into x minus 1. I will substitute here. Minus 3 into x minus 1. Minus 3 into x minus 1 into dx. So x is, so x coordinate remains the same. 1 to 0.8. I will write it here. 1 to 0.8. Next, second one. Integration of x dy. See here. I can replace this x by using this equation. X is equal to something. Or else I will convert this y here from this. Dy is equal to minus 3 dx. And I will change the limits. These are the y limits. These are the y limits. So If dy is changed to dx, then x limit should come. So I will keep it, but I will change dy. So what is dy? Dy is equal to minus 3 dx, right? That we'll see. Minus 3 dx. This minus sign I will take it outside. So I will be taking outside. Integration of dy is minus 3 dx. But what is x? X as it is. X dy is 3 dx. Dy is 3 dx, x as it is, and minus is taken outside. And the limits, now the x limits are 1 to 0.8, 1 to 0.8. Observe the limits that has been changed. 0 to 0.6 are y limits, x limit is 1 to 0.8, and third one, it is 0, it will be 0. So no need to write, calculate, it is 0. Okay, we will integrate it. Minus 2. If any doubts, please ask, don't keep the doubts with you. Okay, this, yes, minus 3x. I should not do, but let me write it here. Minus 3x, or else minus 3 can be taken out, right? So take minus 3 outside. So integration of x is x square by 2. So limit 1 to 0.8. So here minus integration of constant is x. So limit is 1 to 0.8. Over. First term is over. Minus 3 can be taken out. 3 is taken out. Integration with respect to x. So what I will be getting? X square by 2. Limits of x vary from 1 to 0.8. I hope you understood, right? Minus 2. Yes, I will do one by one. This one. So here x square. Upper limit is x square. 0.8 square minus 1 square into minus 3 by 2. This first one I will multiply and I will write it at a time. Is it fine? Or else we will take minus. Okay, that is also fine. Minus 3 is taken outside here. No, minus 3x. 3 is here. 1 minute. Yes, 3 is common from both. 3 is outside. Let it be. Okay, minus 3 as it is. Open bracket. Upper limit minus lower limit. 0.8 square minus 1 square by 2 I will do. 0.8 square minus 1 square is 1 divided by 2. So I will get minus 0.18 from this. Minus next, minus upper limit minus lower limit. 0.8 minus 1. 0.8 minus 1. I am getting minus, but minus into minus it will become plus 0.2. Close this bracket. Next, minus 3 into upper limit minus lower limit. 0.8 square minus 1 square divided by 2. 0.8 square minus 1 square is 1 divided by 2. So I am getting it as minus 0.18. So we will calculate minus 2. So I will calculate entire thing and write. So first I will calculate this and multiply. Minus 0.18 plus 0.2 into minus 3 into minus 3. So I am getting it as minus 0.06. Minus into minus it will be plus. So 3 into 0.18. So I am getting it as 0.54. So add and multiply with minus 2. So minus 0.06 plus 0.54 into minus 2. So I am getting it as minus 0.96. So W is equal to minus 0.96 joules. It is same as the first problem, right? Here we have taken the straight line, right? Minus 0.96, same as the first problem, right? So from these two problems, what we have proved, right? The work done in order to move the charge in a static uniform or non-uniform field is independent of the path chosen. It may be circular path, it may be straight line path, or it may be curved path, anything like that. Okay, this problem you do it. I'll stop the lecture here. Just I will give the hint. Yes, E is given, charge Q is given, and it is moved from B to A. Points are given. Find the work done. First case, the path. This path is given. Then second, straight line path. Use those three straight line equations. Out of 3, use any 2. And the work done in this case, you will get some x joules. Here also you should get x joules only. Here x is 1530. And you have to prove that the work done remains the same in the first case as well as second case. Okay, I'll stop recording.